Hello, folks. Ed Overstreet back, and I am. We're looking at the moon right now, and the sun is about to set. Well, the sun is set. It's about to get dark. Maybe another 30 minutes. In fact, I have no idea what it's doing outside. Let's look out the skies with the outside camera. Yeah, it's getting dark. So there's the moon over my home, and I'll bring up the direction and whoop, too far. And there are the two telescopes I'll be using tonight. The same two I used last night. I haven't changed anything. Um, but I am very happy with the goodness. Wi-Fi is kind of delayed. I think I hit the button, it doesn't move, and then it moves when I didn't know it was going to move. But the Player One by the Uranus C camera by Player One is now attached. I figured out what was wrong. It was in this uh, the clutches inside this moonlight focuser, which are very easy to tighten. And how they got loose, I don't know. But because they were loose, the electronic focuser was moving, but it wasn't moving this optical train in and out. So consequently, I thought I was focusing in and out, and I was assuming that the camera just couldn't reach a focus, an acceptable focus. And so once I figured out, uh, once I hit me, and it hit me yesterday afternoon, then life changed. And I imaged last night. I did not go live, but I did image last night, and I wanted to make sure I had this thing really figured out before um, I gave it my blessings. But I really like the Uranus. As a matter of fact, I'll bring up one of the pictures that I took, um, and I've enlarged this. I've upres this about 200%. So yeah, over to about 250%. So this is a picture of Jupiter that I took last night with the Uranus C camera, and I've done very little processing other than AutoStacker and then Registacks. So I'm pretty pleased with that, and yeah, I learned something. I learned don't take your gear for granted. Some of the simplest things can be the cause of a lot of frustration, and I had some frustration over this camera. I was ready to sell it, get rid of it, and glad I didn't. But the moon is approaching the full moon status, which makes it really, really hard to image in RGB or with a one-shot color camera because the moon just puts out so much light, and that's pollutes the sky and creates acquiring photons signal with your astronomical cameras. It really gives them a run for their money, and it's hard to do. As the sun sets on Earth, it's still lighting up the moon and will most of the night. That's a monster crater. Well, but this is a much better focus than I've had. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. I'm not going to be live tonight as long as I have been uh, in the past, but I haven't decided really what I'm going to image with the other telescope yet. I need to start looking around. Let's see, I need that and let me know if the sound's not right. I just made a switch. Hey, Bad Astro, did you hear what I found out yesterday? Did I do you know about my Player One episode? I did a video, a short one, this afternoon. Well, yesterday afternoon, um, I decided that I would change the Player One for the ASI 224, and I was going to image last night, but I decided not to image live. And so I put the ASI on, and as soon as I saw the moon, about 6:15, something like that, I focused the ASI on it manually at the mount outside, and I started out with, I thought, a reasonable focus. I have bad eyes, and when you're looking at an old laptop screen, it's really, and it's a small laptop. It's really hard to know whether or not you've got a very good focus. So that's what I did. I got the best, got as good as I could. And then I came inside, and as soon as it was dark, I headed over to, well, when I came inside, I tried to fine tune it electronically on a much larger screen. And I was moving the focuser in 150, 200 steps, and I was moving it out 150, 200 steps, and it never changed. And then it hit me. The clutches are loose on the focuser. And I said, that can't be it. Surely. That's such an easy fix. All you do is tighten them with your fingers. And so, as it's turned out, uh, I put the Celestron Edge on that mount and took the Vixen off about a month ago in anticipation of doing planetary imaging. I put a 2x Power Mate Barlow, and then I connected the Player One camera, and I adjusted the focuser to have it start at 1000. And manually, I had to release the clutches and do that and so forth. I never tightened them. So all of these nights, I would be inside trying to get the Player One to focus, and crap, focuser was moving as far as I could tell because the GUI on my computer was telling me it was going in 50 steps, 100 steps, or going out, but the actual focuser itself wasn't turning. And I saw that today or yesterday, last night. So as soon as I was able to tighten that down, I got focus, came inside, I refined the focus, and this is one of the Jupiters that I took. Let's see, do I have it? No. Yeah. So, didn't come up, did it? No, it's not that. That should do it. Yeah. So, yeah, it was my error. It was me. This user error. I feel so stupid. So I made a video today apologizing to Player One. I doubt very seriously Player One will ever discover my YouTube channel or this video, but in case they did, those 5 or 6 days that I blasted Player One for not rendering a decent image was really all due to my mistake. So, yeah, this is better. So this is much better. This image, and I've blown this up a good bit. This I upsized this 250%. So this was up res 250%, and it still looks pretty decent. Anyway, that's it. That's what it is. Just a massive mess. Let me change something here real quick and take this off. So I've got the player one on now. It's no longer for sale. I'm going to keep it. And so, oh crap. This thing is so fickle. All right. What is the catalog number for the balloon, pop the balloon thing you've been imaging? I never imaged it. I may, I got to see how big it is or how small it is. But I may image that tonight. This is already, the moon's even sharper. And I could probably fiddle with that. LBN 576. LBN 576. Let me go over there. And let's go to Tools, Framing and Mosaic. LBN 576. Let's see if I can get it. Bingo. There's the RA and deck address. And so there it is. I'll frame it. And let's create a sequence. I want to replace the current target and let's see. My finger's sitting on the Z key. Got to see how I'm holding this keyboard between my legs. Okay. And yes. Dang it. This driving me nuts. SV 70. Why isn't that working? Okay. All right, let's copy that. I don't want to rotate. I want to frame it just like that. So you took, okay, I'll do the same thing. I'll be at f.49. Let me go ahead and create a folder for this to save it. And we'll do HA. And let's do 300. 300 seconds. Oh, that's what's wrong. There we go. And let's try doing 50 of those. And 3,000. We'll do 03. And do 50 of that. So that's 8 hours. Do I have 8 hours on this target? Where is it? Oh, yeah. So it's dark now. So I've got 1, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, say 11 hours. So I ought to be able to get 8 hours in. And we make sure we turn on the cooler. Yep. Let's turn on the cooler. Get that going. And let me save the sequence. Good. And let's run it. Yes. Yes. So it's going to slew in that direction. Oh. It's setting the HA filter now. And it's going to focus. Then plates off. Then start imaging. Hopefully by that time I'll be cooled down to -10. Okay, doke. Catch you later, or catch you later tonight. Let's go back to the moon. I've stopped because I'm taking an image. Oh, that'd be great. That would be awesome. That's a good focal length. Part of my problem, Bad Astro, is that I'm starting out with an F10 C8. Okay. Then I have a 2X um, Teleview PowerMate. And so now I'm at F20. So my light is limited. And that means I have to really crank up the gain, and in order to get a usable exposure. And when you're doing planetary imaging, you shouldn't image longer than 3 minutes on Jupiter or Saturn, or you have blur in the one video file. And it doesn't, you can't, if you've got 7 or 8 2-minute videos, you can derotate the blur out of them. But if you've got one 5-minute AVI or SER file, you're going to have a blurry Saturn. And that's part of the problem with the one image I just showed you, because last night I was having buffering problems and dropped frames, and it was taking me 5 and 6 minutes to take a 5,000 frame image. So that produces an issue. So I've got to figure out how I can maximize these optics, but I have to stay under 3 minutes, even if it means only taking, say, 3,000 frames. And so in fact, I'm going to head over to Saturn now. I better check the other telescope. Okay, we're plate solving, or we're trying to plate solve. That should have already started by now. Do dot, do dot, do dot. I'm going to have to, I moved the clutches on this mount and did some tinkering on it this afternoon. I hope I haven't screwed this thing up. It should have plate solved by now. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to abort this, and I'm using plate solve 2 to plate solve. I'm going to change that to pinpoint. Let's try pinpoint. And let me quiet this background noise down. And now let's try centering with that. I like DC Dreams plate solving. It just hit me. I hope I tightened the clutches down on the mount. I'm too old probably to be doing this. Huh. It's having a heck of a time. Let me make sure I've disabled the encoders. Yep. And also, let me make sure, pin to sync, delete, delete, okay. And yep, that looks fine. It's trying to do a blind plate solve. So it failed. Pinpoint never fails. It's 10,000 pixels off. Are you kidding me? right, so it's 2 point. All right, we're successful there. We're 28 pixels off now. Let's make sure my guider's going. Yeah, that's the truth. I'm wondering. I would like to guide at 0.29 all night long. All right, let's go back to. So we're getting the guider set up. I want to make sure this gets started. Going to set the HA filter and going to start. All right, we're taking our first image of LBN 576. Let's go back to the moon and let's head over to Saturn. Let me change this from lunar to sidereal. And let's bring up Planetarium software, and Saturn's right here. Let's just go ahead and load it. And let's slew there. So the mount's moving to Saturn. Bingo. Now let's hope it's there. Start looping. There it is. Let me get view to bullseye, and let me see if it's centered yet. Let's bring the gain up to about 350. There it is. 400. And let's bring our exposure up. Okay, let's see, we need to go east. Nope, south. Yep. Let me get my crosshairs. And west, east. Okay, let's change our capture area to 640 by 480. You can already see it's a better picture, Bad Astro. I mean, it's night and day. I can't believe I screwed that up that bad. All right, let's start PhD and let's guide through this. And okay, and let's set up a capture for Saturn, and let's try 3,000 frames, and let's do 7 of them. We don't need a 10-second pause. Let's have a 5-second pause between images in case I've got to jump in there and stop something. And this will be our first. And we're off. It's so much better. Now we do have above average scene tonight. Let me see also, bring up an image I took last night. Yesterday. Saturn. Well, that one hasn't been processed. So I know I processed one of them. Maybe I didn't. What was this one? Let me just see what this looks like. No, that wasn't one of them. That's the ASI. That was my ASI image that I took before I changed back to the all right, let's go to Saturn 1. Let's process one of those Saturns from last night that I took with this camera. And while we got this capture going, and also we might be finished with our first, yeah, we've got our first bubble. So let's see if we can see anything. It's faint. Should I be at 300? Should I be at 10 minutes? I've got an f4.9 optic. I hate to do 10-minute exposures, even with narrowband when the moon's out. I'll just see what I get tonight and see what happens. Okay, let's go. What am I doing? All right, we're going back to the other Saturn, and we're going to bring up auto stackered. And what's this from? Oh, that's Jupiter. All right, let's go to oh, did you? What camera did you use? What camera did you use for 300? I'm still running Unity gain, but I often, when I take oxygen, sometimes I drop the gain down to 10, 20 for dynamic range, because you don't get it with oxygen, and just crank up the exposure. Let's see, 25, Saturn. We'll process one of these and see what happens. It's going to take a while, so we'll head back out to a live view of our Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. Let's go back. And I hate to retake darks for this, but I will. Let's go back. Let's stop this capture. We're going to pause it. We're going to keep the current frame. It's just got 35 seconds left. And we'll let this current frame I've already got a dark library built with from 45 seconds, 60, 90, 120, 180, 240, 300, 360 for offset of 10 gain unity, which is 51 for, wait a minute, 101. What is it for the ASI? Okay, so let's go to camera. And I'm at gain 139, offset at 50, which is unity. So let's bump it up. Let's bump it up to 230. Yeah, let's bump it up 250. And let's leave the offset right where it is. And resume. We'll compare. And while we're at it, we'll check our guiding, which is 0.45, which is good for this mount. If I get under 1, I'm pleased, particularly with this wide field setup. It's very forgiving. Okay. I'm glad you told me that makes sense, to bump the gain up. I'm not sure if it makes as much sense with the full moon, but we'll see. All right, let's go back to Saturn and let's see where auto staggered is. It still hasn't finished buffering. It is about, though. What are you imaging tonight, Bad Astro? Let's see. I'll set a grid of 16. And I will keep, let's see, I took 5,000 last night. I'll keep 12%. I'm actually oh, you've got clouds in Chesney? They may be moving this way. I may not be getting 8 hours of oh crap, what I should have done is process one of these images. Huh. We'll keep them up there. I'll go check outside cameras and see what's going on. There, oh, I got some clouds. There's Saturn. There's Saturn right there. Dingo. Oh crap! I do have clouds. Well, I'm getting a pretty decent Saturn considering there's a thin layer of clouds. Huh. This this may be a short night. Tag on. All right. Okie dokie. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Auto Stacker has finished this one. So let's go look at it. I gotta move some boxes around. Bad Astro, I don't know how this looks there, but this is so much better than what I was getting. It ain't great, but considering the optics and the light I've got, um, and it was average seeing, it turned out a whole lot better. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to save that. I'm going to delete it. Not delete it, but get out of here. No. Let's process one of these. So auto staggered. And let's go to tonight. And let's take the first one. Noisy. Analyze. Come back when that's done. Actually, it doesn't look nearly as noisy here. But that's what I want to see because I am at a gain of almost 400. And if I took the Barlow off and just up-res this image, which I could, and shot at f10, I could cut this in half from 400 to 200, or this in half from 17.8 to 8.9, or yeah, 7.9. Is that it? Yeah, 7.9. And I'd rather cut this in half and shoot at 55 frames per second than cut this in half and shoot at 400. I may take the Teleview 2x off, but if I can get a decent picture at a 400 gain, what the heck? And that Sony sensor does manage noise really, really well. So I'm curious to. This is a night of experimentation. Okay, we're done. So let's. Gosh, it's noisy. Let's place a grid of a 16 pixel sample. I'll just put my own in. It'll go faster. And let's put in one of 48. And let's stack, where did we go here? 20. Let's stack, we took 3,000. Let's stack 12% again. Okay, Registacks. There's our first one. My goodness. That is pretty sweet at 400. Are you kidding me? Ay, 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 ay. At a 400 gain, that is wild. Crazy. I've got some saved presets, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try to pull as much of this noise out as I can and see if I can manage it. All right, noisy enough for you? Let's go to 25 here. Come on, come on. All right, that's 25. Oh, it's already calmed down. Let's go to 20 here. 20. And let's go to ten, 10, 10, 10. Come on, change. 10. And this is what's causing the problem. This first layer of wavelets is the one that's causing most of the problems. All right, let's do it. Let's see what happens. I still have this artifact down here. Let's bring it down a little more. Let's bring this one down. Let's do all. It's a whole lot better than what we were looking at 2 nights ago, Bad Astro. Let's drop this down. This one down. This one down. Let's do all. And let's add some sharpening up here. And let's add some sharpening here. Yeah. I'll derotate these images and then bring them back into Registrax for some final tweaking. All right, let's go back over to, not that, let's go back over and see what this looks like after we've changed the gain. Still, yeah, the signal's a little fainter. It's there. I'll 8 hours should help get it out. So I've got some signal there. It isn't obvious though, I hope. All right, back to we're probably done taking, nope. Yeah, we're done with this one. Let's take our second series before Saturn transits. So this time, let's go to 4,000. Let's go to 5,000. And let it rip. But I am beside myself that I'm up here at 4,000. Dad Astro told me to jack this up, and I was afraid to. But he said, you want to jack that up, go ahead, don't worry about it. Jack it up, you can process it. Just stayed away from doing that. So, like it. I am going to head back over here and look at guiding and see if we've had any stars lost due to clouds. I'm in the 30s, 0.36, and good seeing conditions, so that's good. Hope this lasts for a while. I'd like to get another night in. Got a football game tomorrow night. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going or not. It's an away game, but don't have to just drive across town to Spartanburg High School. Oh, got rid of the moon a long time ago. I'm terrible at streaming. I never look at my streaming screen to see what's up there or what's not. I remember doing a live stream. I ended up deleting it, and I never shared the screen. It was just me talking the whole time, and and I thought the world could see the target that I was imaging, but it's just me. I was not meant to do this. It's obvious. It's obvious. So good luck tomorrow night. Are you a Chapman alum? I guess coming from Chesney, I would assume Chesney, but that'll be a good game. Dorman's not having a good year. They're playing as good as they can play. Ah, because of my eyesight, um, and they're just old eyes, and I have macular degeneration, which really isn't having a real effect on my eyes. I have other eye issues, but the MD doesn't have, or DM doesn't, MD doesn't have an effect on it. Isn't having a big effect on it right now. May down the road, but not right now. And but I have other issues. I've had several surgeries on both eyes, and driving at night, unless the roads are really well lit, is something I don't do. And that's the reason that I won't be on Highway 11 going to star parties. That's the only reason. I love to go up there and chew the fat once in a while. But from my house to Dorman is all interstate, just about, and Highway 29, and I can get to Spartanburg with no problem. Spartanburg High School, that's all well lit. Any of the area high schools I have no problem with, but going to Rock Hill, not going to happen. Not anymore. And I used to go with the team and ride in the ride with the trainers in a wagon with the medical staff, and so I just traveled with the team. But I like to be able to leave when I want to leave. And after the game, there there's another 45 minutes to an hour before the team bus start leaving because they're feeding the team pizza, and well, maybe not that long, but you get home so late. And I like to image when I get home if the skies are clear. So, and what I like to do is I like to get I do the sports pictures for Dorman, but I do them for other outlets as well. And I just want to get enough decent pictures I can send off to the outlets. That's a responsibility, and also for the Dorman websites that I manage. And then I put them up and sell. So I probably ought to go to the game and photograph it. It's a pretty big region game. It's a good big region game. It determines playoffs, whether we'll have a home game or not. So far, I've been unaffected by the clouds. Knock on wood, just so far. There's a Charlie Chaplin movie on Turner Movie Channel. It's a silent movie. It is hilarious. Go fill up. Right back, Charlie. have some money. Oh. I almost forgot. You have to get up early in the morning? For anything? Okay. Just leave it out there. Okay, done with this. Tell you what, let's see if we can't. We must have had a cable problem. Which way we go? South and west, east. That's about there. South. All right. Let's go back. We're at number 3. And let's change these to 7,000. And go. Okay, let's start. We processed that one. Let's process this one and analyze. I'm running 2 telescopes tonight. The balloon LBN 576. It's a faint signal. I hope I'm getting it. I'm taking 5-minute subs in HA and 5 minutes in O3. About 8 hours worth. Stay away clouds. And then, of course, I'm over here on Saturn. I should check and see when Saturn transits. Let me change this to seconds. So Saturn's got a little ways to go. Let me click on it. At 9:20, so an hour. So I've got an hour to image Saturn, and Jupiter's getting high enough over here that I'll be able to leave Saturn for Jupiter in probably an hour or less. Okay, let's clear. Let's place grid. Let's stack. And okay, I've done 3, and so we'll be doing the 4th one. All right, so we need the 4th one. My mount is wanting to drift west. If it was north or south, I could fix that in PhD by guiding either north or south, but it's wanting to drift east, so I'm stuck, or west. Daggone it. That ought to be done. Almost. Okay, let's place the grid and stack. I will process. These are images I've just taken earlier this evening, and I'm going to process let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're on the 5th one in AutoStacker, Registacks, and then I'll take them into WinGPose and derotate them and see what we've got. Okay, let's see if this is still working. Yep. I need to look at something. I haven't been paying any attention. I wonder how long. Let me go to. Let me go to. Hey, One Nerd Group. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Let me go to Saturn and bring up one of these text files. Let's bring up the last one. I need to see how long. Let's see. The start capture was at 23:59, and it ended at okay, universal. Okay, let's see. So it took 3 minutes. These might not derotate real well. Let's pick this first one, see how long it took this one. So started at 23:49 and it ended 49:50:51. 3 minutes and Oh, almost at 50. Okay, that'll work. These will derotate. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're working on number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one more after that. And we'll clear. Don't have to do that. Oh, we got pay attention, Ed. Doing too many things at one time. Start capture. This will be our 4th event. And we'll leave it at 7,000 frames. It just looks like a star. Neptune would look, yeah, we can look at it, but Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, now they'll look like a large star. Uranus will have a little blue cast to it, but I can image Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter, and Mercury, provided that it's trailing the sun enough that after the sun sets I can get a shot of Mercury. But no, I do not have enough reach. Now we have some friends in our astronomy club, one of which has a 16-inch Dobsonian, and he's had some nice images of Uranus and Neptune. But that 16-inch is a beast. Okay, let's place a grid and stack. This is a little better data according to the quality graph. All looks the same to me. We'll head over to the other telescope and make sure we've taken 12 images that are 5 minutes long. So we're in this now an hour. The elapsed time is 54 minutes, and we have 7 hours to go, clouds permitting, and change, in order to get a picture. I don't know why that keeps coming up. If you click on this, it comes up, but I like to know how to make that go away. Alright, let's head back to our live view of Saturn. In about 20 minutes I'm going to leave Saturn and go over to Jupiter. Alright, we are now down to the very last one. we'll analyze that. And that one didn't look so hot. I don't pay any attention to the quality graphs with planets. I do with the sun and the moon. Okay, we're going to close out of this and let's bring up Registax. And let's see. I believe this was the first one. Let's save this scheme as this. Okay, and let's load. So here are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 images. Let me double check that. I think it's the right. We're on the 26th. Yeah, Saturn 1. Okay, there they are. So here's number 1. Nope, we don't want to stretch. We want to show the full image. We want to run auto balance, which is RGB balance. We're going to load our scheme, which is Saturn 102623, and we're going to save it. Oh, we got to do all. We want to do all, and we're going to save it, and we're going to call this, have to give it a new name, and this is going to be REG, because we ran it through Registax. Let's open up another one. So we've done number 1, we're going to do number 2. Nope. And we've already ran that, and we've got this. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I just did this one. Never mind. select. This one's already done, so we want to do this one. And nope. Auto balance. Load scheme. Saturn 1026. Do all. Save. And call this bridge. Registex. Slow another. So we did this one. We did this one. We did this one. So let's do this one. And show all. Auto balance. Load scheme. We'll use that scheme. And we'll do all. We'll save. We'll give it a tag. REG. So let's note another. So we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one. We've got to do this one. Show full image. Load scheme. Talking to myself. Do all. Save. Give it a tag. And okay. That's finished, that's finished, that's finished, that's finished. So we're on number 5. That one there. Auto balance. We'll go ahead and look at the load that scheme. Do all. Save. And give it a tag. Load another. We're getting close. And so we have 2 more left. Nope. When we finish this, we're going to derotate these images into one image and see what we have. Load scheme, keep up. Okay, do all. I notice some of them are a little brighter than the others. So that thin layer of clouds that's outside, whoa. So I've already done this one. Let's go back again. I've done that one. I have not done that one. That's the one I think I pulled up. Do it again. Auto balance. Load scheme. Do all. Save. I may have screwed up somewhere along the line, going too fast. Nope, did it right. I accidentally, I think this is the last one. Do think it is. Yep. Do all. You don't have to show full image. I just do some of the time. Okay, we're done with this for at least now. We're going to come back to it, and we're still capturing, so let me make sure we haven't transited. We're getting close, so let's bring up WinJupos. First thing we have to do is make sure we've got Saturn picked, and we don't, so we want to pick Saturn. Next thing, we want to go down to image measurements. And if you haven't put in your longitude and latitude, and sometimes it resets to the default, but this happens to be my latitude and longitude, so make sure you have that. So I'm going to load my first image, and let's go to tonight. Saturn 1, 12% folder, and this is our first one because it's got reg attached to it. And I took this at 8:42. This is 4 hours difference in time, so I took this at 8:42, so it needs the time. Now I've got to put this template over my image, so you use the N and the P key on your keyboard to rotate it, and N will rotate it. Let's see, are we in the adjustment? Nope, it won't rotate unless you're in the adjustment. N will rotate it clockwise. P will rotate it counterclockwise. And it's based on images I did last night. It just keeps the template. Your up and down key moves it up and down. Your page up and your page down key will make it smaller, the template, or make the template larger. And you want to get it right. It's always nice if you have some moons that you can use to help your alignment. So I need to go out a little bit. I'm watching my rings here, and this cutoff place right there. Okay, LD stands for limb darkening. It refers to the outside of the planet, the limb of the planet, and so I'm going to make this darker, which helps to center it. And it's too much. And I'm going to do not limb darken at, I like to set it for 80 or even lower, but you can experiment with that, and I'll show you where you do that in a minute. One second. Okay, I'm still not happy with this. Let me go back to adjustment.
Activity picks up on the sun's far side, but even Earth's side, the sun keeps it busy with another Earth-directed solar storm. Those stories and more in the news this week. With another Earth-directed solar storm.
Hang on a minute, Tamitha. Tamitha Scove is just, she's my solar woman, solar weather. She's, oh, heck. Hang on a minute, I gotta find out how to
the Space Weather and Environment Science program offered at
Oh,
Millersville University,
lover.
go to millersville.edu/SWEN.
All right,
For the
I'm gonna stop it real quick. Okay, that should have gone off now. Let me double check. And we've got to get back to bear with me. Got to bring up my scenes window. And we've got to go to, all right. Now you should be back looking at Saturn. I think I have it lined up as good as I'm going to have it lined up. So I'm going to go back to this page and hit F save, or you can hit the F2 key. I'm just going to call it 1. Just give it a name. This will be the first one. Then I'm going to open the next image, and that is this one. And it fits in nicely. I'm just going to save this. They all should fit in without any more changes, but you got to watch it. So that's 2, so this will go by real fast. You can see it rotate. Save 3. So let's go to the next one. So 1, 2, 3. So this is our next one. It's a little not quite as bright, and I like 3 the best so far. So let's go to the next one. We've got 4, 5. I like that one too. We're going to save, this is 5. Remember that. We're going to save and use 5 as a reference. 5. And then we have 6. And this was taken at 12:42 Universal Time, or 8:42. Let's see, this is 6. And we're going to open up the very last one here, and we're done. And we're going to save this one. Now we're going to go to Tools, Derotation of Images. I'm going to edit and clear out all of those. That's from another day. And then we're going to add the most recent. It goes right to it. So there you are. And I want to make sure it's saved as a TIFF file. So first thing, now remember the limb darkening value was 80. I'm going to drop all of them down to 75 to start out with and see how the limb looks. I'm going to change the weighting for all of them to 90 except for number 5. That was a pretty good one, and I'll let that be my reference. So let's compile it, and here's our image. That fast. So there's our image of Saturn derotated, but I still have some issues there. I wouldn't go any lower than 75, but let me show you something. Let's just say you raise this up. Well, let's do them all. Say like 120, so you can see the effect of it. And we compile an image. You want to override it? Let's just say yes. Let's see what that does. It just creates this. Well, it didn't do too bad. Worst, it didn't do too bad, but a lot of times, especially on Jupiter, you get this dark, well, real bright border, and it just looks unnatural around I might just keep that. So we overwrote it. It's already been saved. So let's close this out. That's the brilliance of Winjapos. Let's bring Registacks back up. And then we're going to go over to Jupiter. And let's select, there it is, our new show the full image. Let's give it a tilt. Let's go to flip and rotate. Other way. Too much. Too much. Too much. Perfect. All right, let's be real skimpy with these settings. I got the limb darkening out here on this thing. I should have kept it at 70 or 80. Poobah. It's okay. The fun is in the plane. You got to right click to make another reference. Nah. No good. And we've actually, let's do this. Nah. Reset the wavelets, and I'm going to redo this and lower the limb darkening back to 75 or 80. Let's just try adding some sharpening. That helps. And leave the wavelets alone. Yeah, now we're seeing some nice lines. That helps. Let's do all. Okay, well, that's how I do it. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Go ahead and save it. There probably is, but that's how I use it. So let's now open up. I don't know why I'm losing connection. I best go change cables tomorrow. So I'm going to stop guiding, and we're going to slew over to Jupiter and start imaging Jupiter. And I'll image Jupiter the rest of the night. So Saturn's about to transit anyway. And here comes my mount. Bingo. Okay, I hope it shows up here. Let's clear this. Let's clear our scatter graph. Start looping. Jupiter will be right there. Yeah. Let's center it, and let's go. I don't remember. let's go outside and watch this happen. We better get us a bigger playground and some more real estate to work with. And then, where's my hand controller? Let's try east until we see Jupiter. Here it comes. And let's go start guiding. And let's first change our capture area to 800 by 600. Let's zoom in to 200%. And let's drop our exposure. Let's drop our gain down to about 350. Let's go to 330. And then we'll raise our exposure up to we'll raise that up to, it's too bright. Let me histogram. That's about where it's supposed to be. It doesn't look as bright, but all right, let's start a capture, and we're going to do 7,000 frames. This will be our first event, and so we're off. From 8 o'clock until 7:30 to 9:15, I imaged Saturn. Actually, I imaged the moon from 6 o'clock while it was still daylight until 7:15, and then I set up for Saturn. Is that what? Yeah, I'm looking at my schedule from until 9:15, and I'm going to do Jupiter probably till midnight, but I'm going to be live for a little bit and make sure everything's working okay and get through a couple of events of Jupiter. But the Uranus C camera by Player One is really doing well. I am really impressed with it. And if you're just joining, I started Planetary. We had our first round of clear skies back last Thursday, and I put the Uranus camera on Thursday night and imaged. Didn't like what I saw. Friday I had a football game, and when I got home from that, I started imaging again, and that was Friday night. Was really the first time I was really putting the Uranus camera through its paces, and I just didn't like the results. I imaged Saturday, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and I imaged Wednesday night, but I was not live Wednesday night. I was live all of the rest of the night. I streamed the rest of those nights. So if you go back to the live sessions on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I was not getting good results, and I thought it was the Player One camera. So last night, I ended up switching cameras and putting the ASI 224, which is what I've always used for planetary imaging. Before that, I used the ASI 120. but I'm not a good. I'm not. I'm I'm an amateur at all of this, so I hate to do a camera review because for the most part, all I can tell you is what I've seen, whether I like it or not. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad camera because it could be me. It could be my processing, processing, processing. Yeah. It could be my settings. It could be a number of things that I just not wrapped my head around yet, but think I have. That's the problem. I think I know what I'm doing. At any rate, it turned out that my focuser's clutch was loose. And it's one of those things where you can tighten and loosen, and you loosen to set things up, and then you tighten it. It's kind of like the knobs on your Celestron HD. Uh, you loosen it to focus, and then you tighten the mirror so it doesn't flop. Well, I never tightened the clutch, so I was focusing, and it showed when I was down here changing the focus steps. I was moving in 100, 150 steps in one direction, racking it in, and the focus didn't improve. And I was racking it out, and the focus didn't improve. And I did that for 5 nights, actually longer than that. And so I gave up. In fact, on Tuesday night, I told a member of our guild while I was streaming, I'll sell you this camera uh, if you want to buy it. And because I'm not going to use it anymore. Well, it turned out it's all me. I did it all. I screwed the whole thing up by it's all user error. And 99% of the time, software failures are usually errors on my part. Camera problems, mount problems are usually things I could fix with simple fixes. But that's a rookie mistake. And I've been doing this too long to go 5 days, 6 days really, and not think to check the focuser at the mount to make sure the clutches were tight. Yeah. I mean, that's da da da. That's Twilight Zone stuff. Mm. But when I grow up, I'll be more responsible. When I grow up, isn't that a spectacular planet? Let's bring up Winjupos and see if any of the moons, or if we need to change this to Jupiter, and we want to go to the Ephemerades. It's under Tools, Ephemerades. And if you get a bunch of numbers like this, then just go over this menu and click on Graphics. And this is real time. Just click on Real Time. So this is what I'm imaging right now. This is what Jupiter looks like right now. And my image, oh, look at the great red spot. It's coming. Let's move ahead. Yes. So we're going to have the great red spot. I wonder if we're going to have any moons. Let me, okay, so we have Io and Ganymede. Let's see what they're going to do. Well, it's going to be 4 o'clock in the morning. This is local time, no, universal time. This is local time. So it'll be 6 minutes after 12. And Io and Ganymede are still too far away to be in an image. But it is going to be the great red spot. So the great red spot will start showing up in my pictures at 10:26. Oh, really? So, yeah, 10:26, and maybe a little earlier than that, in 30 minutes. roughly 30 minutes, I'll start noticing the great red spot. This would be a good night to do a time lapse, and you take each of your images and process. You can't derotate them, but take each of your images, process them, and then put them in a GIF file. Yeah. So I won't stay up for all of this, and it finishes at 1:16. I'm not going to stay up and do that, but it's a perfect time to do this. Yes, it is. I've been up every night late. I'm almost brain dead. So let's love it. Okay, back to real time. And we have the start of the great red spot, so it's going to be coming. Jupiter rotates every 9 hours. That's their day. Our day is 24 hours. Jupiter's day is a little over 9 hours. I think maybe close to 10 hours. 9 hours and change. We'll close out Wingy Post and keep an eye on Jupiter. Better go check my other telescope and see that we've taken almost 20 images in hydrogen alpha, and we have guiding is going pretty good. I want to take 50 in hydrogen and then 50 in O3, and I'm imaging LBN 576. It is a bubble balloon type of nebula. I've imaged for an hour and 33 minutes, and I've got 6 hours and 42 minutes to go. So this will go all night. I'll be asleep. I'll let this one run all night. And let's go back to Jupiter and stay with it. Okay, we'll process a Jupiter. I'll process at least one of them. See what we got. I can start to see the great red spot right here, though. Yay, yay, yay. All right, let's bring up auto stacker. It's going to take a while to do. I'm afraid to do 8,000 frames. Don't. This is such a taxed, overworked. Oh, we've got already taken 4. I may derotate. Tell you what, I want to open up that one, and better chance of seeing some of the great red spot. All right, we're going to analyze. Make sure planet is selected. Make sure dynamic background. I'm going to lower this to 3. Nope, I'm going back up to 4. Stay within the normal range, and no, 4 is what it is. And then let's analyze. Yeah, it's going to take it. When you're doing the planets, the first step is to analyze, and that's done here, buffering and analysis. And it takes a little while to do that. on a slow computer like this that I'm using. If you're doing the sun or the moon and you've got surface selected, then you do buffering analysis and it identifies the reference frame all at once. So it won't identify the reference frame now until you stack these images. That'll be you'll see what I'm talking about. But let's go watch Jupiter and wait for AutoStacker to finish. Bad Astro, I don't know if you're still on or not, but I was wondering how the clouds were in Chesney tonight. By the way, Bad Astro is a very accomplished astro imager. He doesn't live too far from where I live. We're in the same Roper Mountain Astronomy Club. How are your clouds? Have you started imaging yet, or are you taking a break tonight? Gotcha. So you still have a lot of clouds. Let me go look at what's going on outside. I'll bring up my camera outside. This is imaging the bubble balloon, and this is imaging Jupiter right over here. But I want to turn the lights off and go look at the sky. And light, infrared, stay off. And no, I don't need the alarm. I need this. I've got a few wispy clouds. Here's Saturn's already. Here's Jupiter right here. Yeah. There's some aggravating clouds. The moon's really, oh crap. Clouds are looking bad over there. I doubt I'll get 8 hours in then. I don't think I will. I don't need a night light with the moon. Okay. Let's see how far along. See, it's still buffering and running analysis. Now keep in mind, I've got a 4 gigabyte of RAM on this laptop. That's it. And I'm running AutoStacker, PhD, a Planetary software program, EQ mode, and Pegasus software. That's all up and running. Speaking of Pegasus, I wonder what the temperature. 63 degrees out. We've got dew. We've got dew already, so I hope my dew heaters are on. They are. Both dew heaters for the guide scope and for the telescopes are maxed out. They're pretty close to maxed out. So we're done. All right, let's place a. Let's place. Let's see how big these. Yeah, that's good. Let's place a grid. I want to make sure that multi-scale is selected so that it'll place boxes outside of the planet. And so let's stack. Let's see. We took 7,000. I've been stacking 12%. We've got. Let's stay with that. We'll stay with 12%. Now it's going to select a reference. It uses buffering. Now it's going to do alignment and stacking. Then it's going to take a while for that. Yep. So let's go back to our planet. I'm committed, Bad Astro. I've got both running, so I'm just going to stay with it until PhD starts sending me beeps telling me that I'm losing my guide stars. Yeah. Yep. I might as well because I can't dance. Every now and then I can tell the great red spot is making its presence. Bad Astro, have you seen Dad Astro? Have you seen Josh Palmer's Dobsonian? The 16-inch beast? He has taken some incredible pictures of the planets. He's taken some incredible pictures of the International Space Station. It is so detailed. It is just so detailed that it's just unimaginable that he's able to resolve that much detail on the ISS. As soon as I process this one Jupiter image, I'm going to continue imaging, but I'm going to sign off the live deal here and go downstairs and get a snack, and make sure Jupiter's got maybe into the second event or third event. And I will stay with Jupiter till 11:30 or 12 and make sure I get some good, great red spot images. Whoa. Alignment and stacking take forever. This will take 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and so will stacking. So it'll be 10 minutes before these two are done. That's just on this computer. This computer, I bought it new in 2014, 15, and it's never used except for one telescope, one mount. It's designated for one setup, actually for one pier, because I changed telescopes and I changed mounts. But most of the time I have two piers, and I have two Atlas Pro EQAZ mounts on each one, and then I have a couple other mounts, an Optolong 45, an Optolong 25 ZEQ, and Celestron AVX that I have my solar telescope set up on. And then I have a Fort Celestron mount in the garage with an Evolution 8-inch. SCT by Celestron. And I use that for visual at times. I need to make myself do more outside visual astronomy, because we live in the part of the country where we have cold nights, but they're not that bad. But we do have hot nights, and they are that bad. Hot nights and mosquitoes. I can take the cold better than I can take the heat and humidity and gnats and mosquitoes and other varmints. Hey, Bad Astro, found out something on our local news. We rank Spartanburg Greenville area ranks in the top 10 in the country and number 1 in the state of South Carolina for having the most rats per mile. Who would have thunk it? The little rats, the varmints. Oh yeah, I find that hard to believe. I've never seen one here. Not the beach, not Columbia, but Spartanburg Greenfield. Yeah. I think I think there's an inverse relationship between rats and education, quality of schools. Well, I could grow a beard waiting on this. The bubble's in there somewhere. I hope. Good. I see some nebulosity. It amazes me uh, when you stack the HA and the O3 and the S2, when you start stacking it together, what is revealed. I remember, I guess everybody can remember when they first took their deep space pictures and the first data that came in, you thought, holy smokes, am I in the right place in the sky? I don't see much. And you go on faith. I was using Astro Tortilla as my plate solving software, and Backroom EOS, but for Nikon, I was using for my acquisition software. And I was using Nikon cameras. I think we talked about that. D800E and a D810A, which is a loser of a camera. If anybody wants to buy a D810A, I will sell it. Actually, you could send it to Spencer's and have it turned into a great land camera. It's a good camera. It's just not a good astronomy camera, and that's their only astronomy camera they ever made. Nikon, I think. The D800E though is a good, I still have it. I love it. If I could figure out how to attach the electronic focuser to it, I would use it. But I like the ability when the clutches are down. I like the ability to adjust focus and run automatic focus routines. It's a lifesaver and a game changer. Wonder how far along auto stecker it is now. Ah, it finished. So it took, didn't take us 4 minutes to do the alignment and stacking. All right, let's go see what we got. Registacks. Calling on you. You can tell by the way the software opens up that I'm out of memory. Okay. Jupiter. And this is our very first. Wait a minute. What are you trying to tell me? Okay, I like it so far. It's probably going to get smaller. Yep. Let's auto balance the colors. I might add a little mid-tone light to it. I don't know where my gamma slider went. Huh. That's bugging me. This happened to me one other time before, and I can't remember what I did. It doesn't. Let's see if we got it saved. I don't. Well, we won't have a gamma setting, but I can do it this way. Tell you what, I'm closing this down. And we're going to bring it back up again. Okay, that's all right. Gamma. Well, heck with it. Let's go RGB, auto balance, and we're going to go to histogram, and we can add some light to it here. Okay, and we don't need that. Let's go to flip and rotate, and oh crap, I'll do that. I'll get it yet. That works. Okay, let's load a scheme, and let's let's try this one for good seeing. I need my dadgone gamma slider. If anybody knows why my gamma slider, I don't need to derotate. It's up here somewhere. Because I've been in here before. Let's see, settings. Okay. I don't know. Well, it's going to be hard to process it. You do need gamma to, but I can already tell you it's going to be okay. I'm going to try something else. I think you have the option in Registacks to reset. I know it's there. Go ahead and open it back up. I bet it's still screwed up. Daggone it. You need your curves. I can go into Photoshop, but bingo. Let's just do our own. It's clocking. There you go. It's got to settle down. I don't know what's going on, but it's just memory issues with this. Should never really try to process anything with this memory starved laptop. Now we're getting into where the finer details are going to start. No, not minus. I bet I have stopped. And yep, let's do another. Let's go back to 100%. Let's stop guiding. And let's see, we need to move south. Oh, west. It's drifting east. A little north. Right. PhD back up. Start looping. Start guiding, and it's already jumped on me. Okay, let's start another imaging session, and this will be imaging session number 2. Okay, let's see, we're at noise. I need my gamma to do a curves contrast, but don't have it. I'm going to just go ahead and check these all up. Max out these wavelets. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go and do all. Then we'll try contrast is really nothing but curves. S-curve. I think it's everything moves in the opposite direction though. Yep. Contrast goes to the left, not to the right. Don't like the way that's looking. I need my gamma. Well, it's not going to come up. If anybody knows how to revive the gamma tool once it's messed up, and I've had this happen before on something else, and there's a setting and it's obvious in the tools, and I just I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, folks, I'm going to go snack. I hope can't afford for Jupiter to go too much further east, or I won't be able to stack them. There's not much I can do. I'm in the middle of this setting capture event. So, all right. Well, I am going to bid everybody a good night. Check my other telescope real quick before I leave here for a few minutes. Everything seems to be going okay. Yep, we got some nebulosity happening here. It's pretty faint though. And we're on number 27. We have 6 hours to go. And we've got plenty of time. We're about an hour and change from transit. So I've got from 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, but I'm not going to image it. That's 20 degrees. I'll stop imaging at 35. So I've got 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I need an hour and a half for dithering and for focus. So I have 4 hours. So I need to drop this. Stop. I need to drop this down to, this is probably all in vain. Make this 40 and this 40. And then I'll have 4 hours, 5, 6 hours. I'll have about 7 hours in. So that would give me 4 hours and 20 minutes. I'll be hard pressed to get that in, even if the clouds stay away. So, okay, well, back to Jupiter, and then I'm going to probably stop this capture and make sure that I can recenter Jupiter, or AutoStacker. It's going to have such a tight crop that it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this capture. I'm going to reset it, discard this. I don't want to save it. Save. Okay. And but I will let you guys go, and I will catch you next time I am live. It may be tomorrow night, but I doubt it. If it is, it'll be late tomorrow night because I have a football game that I will probably go to. Catch you later.